Sorry.
Just go back to the
Yeah,
beginning.
okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm
you're
spent.
good. Yeah,
All right.
I feel it.
All right, welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe, like this video. Today, we got day 5 in a powerlifting split that I'm doing. I got a competition coming up in August. So today is heavy squats. I'm squatting 4 times a week, benching 4 times a week, deadlifting twice a week. So we got the main movements and then accessories. The main thing that we're really focused on while we do this powerlifting split is we're moving in this very sagittal plane, right? So when we're squatting, we're just here in the sagittal plane, front, back. Pressing, we're here. But these joints at our hips and our shoulders are more like golf ball and a tee. So they have this like full range of motion they're supposed to go through. The hips are similar. Depending on structure, we might have just a deeper ball and socket, but they still kind of move like this. So when we have this high frequency of these movements, we want to make sure that we move everything through a full range of motion while loaded, because we could just be here and like hold our arm up in the air and do this stretching stuff, but we want to make sure we take those joints through these movements while we're loading it somehow, just to make sure we maintain mobility and the variability and capacity of those joints. So that's kind of how I've sprinkled this program together. Main movements, accessories, moving shoulders through extension, flexion, making sure our hips are moving in this frontal plane, transverse, moving through this single leg stuff. Today's day 5, so we just have heavy squats today. It's the end of the week. We're going 3 sets of 3 on the squats, and then everything else is accessory work, and it's more of a fluff day. So it's a little bit funner. So we got like some dumbbell press, some flies, and stuff like that. We got Tyler joining us. Client of mine, we train on Mondays, but he's been popping in with me and getting that extra credit in. So yeah, here we go. All right, so we're warming up hips and shoulders. So what I'm gonna do here is a kettlebell windmill. So I got my finger pointed to the sky. I'm gonna point this other one at my toe. I'm gonna hinge and bend, and I'm gonna rotate my humerus or my upper arm as we go through this movement. So we got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm just gonna speak on what's happening at the shoulder. So as I'm going down, I'm rotating the humerus or that upper arm while it's loaded. So we're taking this ball and socket joint here and moving it as it should be able to under load. And then from that movement, we're gonna go into a hip airplane. We're gonna use this wall to take ourselves through these in ranges. So we're gonna go into external rotation of that hip. So we're gonna open that hip up real nice. Then we're gonna go into internal rotation, dropping into this hip. And spending more time in the in ranges. Okay, this next one, we're working the hips again. We're gonna work more laterally, stretching the inner thigh, putting the hip in this lateral position. Squats are very, straightforward, sagittal, so we're going kind of more frontal plane mechanics. So I'm just gonna grab this guy here. I'm gonna hinge back. I'm gonna stay low. I'm gonna go side to side. And this is stuff that I do, especially right now, every time before these workouts. Because in the past, I've done powerlifting blocks And I'm smarter now, but before I didn't do any of this stuff. And I ended up just bashing my shoulders, my hips. I was probably like the most unathletic and tight individual. After that, like I trained powerlifting about a year and I did not come out well. So moving everything around every time. And I tell you now, I feel the best, most athletic, and the strongest that I've ever been. So make sure you do these things or some kind of variation of them if you're gonna do any kind of like power lifting split. All right, first exercise after all that warming up is a pull-up. So with the pull-up, we're putting ourselves in this pronated overhead position. So one, we're getting some mobility of the shoulders in there, being overhead, bench press a lot like this. So we wanna make sure we're going through all kinds of stuff. We also have dips, I think today too. So we're putting the shoulder in extension, shoulder flexion. So we're getting full range of the shoulder joint. Also, like it's cool to have a big back. So why not do pull-ups every day? They're pretty low on like overall stress. So, I mean, we can do pull-ups every day because it's really just the load of our body. I don't plan on ever really loading this unless I can do like 25 pull-ups. Then I'll load it, but we're just working with body weight, so we can do this every day. Number 3, when we do the squat, people that squat really heavy have big backs. So pull-ups, overhead, shoulder flexion, big back, big squat, right? I hope so. So we got 3 sets. All 3 are as many reps as possible, clean anyway, so we're not gonna do any CrossFit pull-ups today. All clean. Fuck. Shoo. Juicy. Oh, feeling juicy. By the way, these shirts are on the website. They're live. You can order them right now. I'll put a link of the store in this video. Increases your gains by 10%. So gotta get one. Second exercise, back squat. It's the 5th day in this block or this week's training. So today's squats are 3 of 3. So it's the heaviest day of the week. I'll warm up. I'm gonna do the bar. I'm gonna do a plate. I'm gonna do another plate. And then I think I gotta do like 3, maybe I gotta do 315 today, I think. But when I'm warming up, since we've done all this work over here already, like I wanna spend as little amount of volume warming up as possible. Because I mean, even if we're doing lightweight, that overall volume, like we're putting that on our body. So when I warm up, like I'll do the bar, probably 3 reps. I'll put a plate on. I'll probably go 2. I'll put 2 plates on. I'm gonna do 1, and then maybe 1 more with relatively heavier, but probably not. And then I'll be ready to rock and roll. So I just don't want to warm up with like 5 and then do 5 reps and then do 5 reps because then I've already done 15 reps. And I got to do, 9 more reps. And so over the week, again, kind of going back to the beginning conversation, like we want to make sure we're controlling that variable of overall volume. Because if we're in here and we're doing 3 sets of 10 on Monday, 3 sets of 8 on Tuesday, 3 sets of 5 on Wednesday, like we've already accumulated almost 100 reps of volume. So the real question is, how heavy can I go and how frequently can I squat and recover from all that week to week to week to week to week? Because after this first training block, I'll max out and then the numbers will change based on percentages and then it'll just get heavier and heavier and heavier. So back squat, here we go. And then when I warm up, since I am going to be doing a competition in August, I try and warm up and make sure that like each rep looks like, you know, a top set. So perfect practice makes perfect. Woo! All right, your turn. Set over here.
I was like, I can do that, right?
So we'll load up a little bit as you go, but we're just trying to get good reps. So just focus on the skill, slow everything down.
So, where do I breathe? Deep breath, hold, exhale.
Yeah, so I'd take that breath here, and then, but stay tight. So when you breathe out, like keep that brace. So don't breathe out and just let everything go.
Yeah.
So breathe out, but keep the core. When you come back down, keep that brace. Don't go really, really slow on the way down. Kind of just, you know, pop it down. Just 5. Sitting in, shoulders towards the hips. There you go. Yep, that little movement there. Hips into the bar. There you go. Hips into the bar. There you go. 2, 3, 4. Hips into that bar at the top. There you go. Nice.
Is that better?
Yeah. Not bad. Now, I usually have my knee sleeves on, but I got this fresh ass ink today. Otherwise, I'd pull my knee sleeves up, but so this is gonna be, just be real fun. So we finished the hardest part of the workout. Now accessories, today's kind of fun. So do a lot of bench press, low reps. So like I said earlier, today's more fluff. So we'll hit a dumbbell press. We'll go like 6 to 8, really push that load, and then we'll hit cable flies and just blood. And then after that, we got like dips and some rows and shit like that. But this will be fun. So dumbbell press next. You want to be on the YouTube? Get on the YouTube. Just warming up, man. Like 6. Oh, that's juicy right there. Right there. Drive those upper arms across, don't tap. There you go. There you go. Now you're talking.
How many we got?
Just do one more. Perfect. All right, guys, so we did the dumbbell press. Now we're gonna do fly. We're on the machine, so we're locked in. We don't have to worry about any internal stability. We're just externally stabilized. We're just doing one warm up real quick. It's too light for this guy. Fucking beast over here. But we did the press, so now we're just, like I said, fluff. We're just fluffing up, pushing blood into the area. I'll go over a few like setup stuff, like some tips when I get up there. But we'll do one little warm up here, figure out where we want to be, and then we just got 2 sets. So with the whole program, like I said before, we just want to make sure we control the variable of volume and stress. Since I'm lifting heavy ass weight all the time, all week. When we do like accessory stuff, we want to just optimize with as little stimulus as possible. Because, I mean, as with most things, how little can we do to get said result? Because that's where we want to be. Because, anything that we do in here, there is an element of breaking our body down. Like squatting 400 pounds probably isn't going to give you the most longevity out of your knees. So we go into accessories and shit like that. Like, what's the least amount we can do to get the result we're looking for, and try and keep doing this forever, or as long as we live, for the most part. I want to be like Arnold, 76, still repping it out for Instagram. So when we set up, just a little tip, and it kind of depends on structure, so how big you are and like how big your chest is. But I mean, you can go with your back flat against this pad, and you're still gonna work these pecs. But if we can lean our hips forward a little bit and almost get this kind of angle here, we can bias those middle to lower fibers of the chest and take our front delt out of the equation a little bit more than if I were scooted back. Another tip is those shoulder blades. So make sure as you come back, those shoulder blades are coming together so you can open that chest and stretch the pec. Otherwise, we're gonna end up like this, and we're just gonna roast those front delts. Big chest, big squeeze. Thinking about driving the elbows or the biceps closer together. Not worried about where our hands are, because if we're touching hands, we're getting lots of front delt anyway. So that was heavy for me already. I think I'll start there.
Okay.
Wherever you want to start, 12 reps. So we got 12 reps. So we're doing 2 sets. First set's going to be 12. The next set's going to be heavier for like an 8 to 10. And then we'll do a little drop. But so we're near the end. We're gonna superset these 2 just to make it easier because the machines are right next to each other. But we're going dips on the Gravitron. Putting the shoulder in extension. So bringing ourselves into this position here. Like I said in the beginning, so we're pressing a lot with bench press. So we're in this, we're laying down and we're pressing this way. So we wanna make sure we go here into shoulder flexion and here into extension, because that's what the shoulder's supposed to do anyways. So we just want to maintain as much mobility as we can. So we got dips. We're going to the row machine over yonder. The idea over there is we're going to stretch the shoulder blades. We're going to let all this protraction happen, and then we're going to bring everything together into retraction. And the thought process behind that is when we do bench press, we're retracted like this and pressing this way while keeping those shoulder blades, kind of retracted and squeezed together, especially when you're like prepping for like bench press, specifically in powerlifting. And we want to make sure that we remain, glenohumeral rotation. So allowing the scap to move the way it's supposed to. Otherwise, we're going to run into issues down the road. And I dealt with that last time I did powerlifting. I was like a year in, And because I didn't move anywhere and I was busy and I was just like, I don't need to do any accessories, I'll just do the main lifts. I ended up tweaking my neck. And this may not be with the scap, but I'm assuming it was in the area with the scap and the shoulder blade. But I ended up messing my neck up to the point where, like, if I wasn't gonna do something, I'd probably be 27 with neck problems. So I feel a lot better now. And the only thing that's been changing is like learning about how the shoulder blade moves and how the scap's supposed to move, and thinking about, you know, this ball and socket joint and how it's supposed to move as well, and just making sure we're going through all those ranges of motion on a daily basis. So dips, rows, we got 8 dips and like 6 to 8 rows, full movements today, or full range of motion, I should say. All right, here we go. Hey, can you say hi to my YouTube channel?
Hey, what's up, too?
This is Barbie, he's a streamer, Twitch game player. Good friend of mine. He interrupts my workout. So this is the end. We're going core and calves because we gotta get these little tiny deer legs to grow. So that's why I'm hitting calves, because there's really no reason to hit calves when you're powerlifting. But I mean, he's already set. I'm not. I gotta get these calves into cows. So we're gonna hit calves on the seated. For abs, he's gonna do a rollout. I'm gonna grab an ab wheel. But what we're working here is anti-flexion, anti-extension. So basically being able to stabilize this core as we go into this big reach. The carryover for this exercise is when I get a heavy squat on my back. If we're going here, as I get to this position, like the first thing that's gonna give out, if it's weak, is gonna be my core. So if I have a weak core, what's gonna happen is that. So working anti-extension, anti-flexion with this rollout is gonna strengthen that function of the core so that when we get heavy loads on our back, this doesn't give out. So if anything gives out, maybe the upper back, but we're not gonna worry about our core giving out because we're gonna do these and make sure that we got it right. Sound good? We got 8s here. We got 10s over there. Let's get 6-pack abs, man. That's it. Workout's done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't, subscribe, like, more coming your way. And you know, if this program ends up working and making me stronger, we'll put it together and we'll put it on the website for you guys to take advantage of. But we'll see if I get stronger or not. Anyways, peace and love, everybody. We're out.